Since assuming our Republican majority in January, the House Oversight and Accountability Committee has uncovered a mountain of evidence revealing how Joe Biden abused his public office for his family's financial gain. For years, President Biden has lied to the American people about his knowledge of and participation in his family's corrupt business schemes. At least 10 times, Joe Biden lied to the American people that he never spoke to his family about their business dealings. He lied by telling the American people that there was an absolute wall between his official government duties and his personal life. Let's be clear. There was no wall. The door was wide open to those who purchased what a business associate described as the Biden brand. Evidence reveals that then Vice President Joe Biden spoke, dined, and developed relationships with his family's foreign business targets. These business targets include foreign oligarchs who sent millions of dollars to his family. It also includes a Chinese national who wired $250,000 to his son. Joe Biden also lied to the American people about his family making money in China. He continued to lie about it even when the House Oversight Committee uncovered bank wires, revealing how the Bidens received millions from Chinese companies with significant ties to Chinese intelligence and the Chinese Communist Party. Just this week, we uncovered 2 additional wires sent to Hunter Biden that originated in Beijing from Chinese nationals. This happened when Joe Biden was running for president of the United States, and Joe Biden's home is listed as the beneficiary address. To date, the House Oversight Committee has uncovered how the Bidens and their associates created over 20 shell companies, most of which were created when Joe Biden was vice president, and raked in over $20 million between 2014 and 2019. We've also identified 9 Biden family members who have participated in or benefited from these shady business schemes. Now, what were the Bidens selling to make all this money? Joe Biden himself. Joe Biden is the brand, and Joe Biden showed up at least 24 times with business targets and associates sending signals of access, influence, and power to those prepared to pay for it. The American people demand accountability for this culture of corruption. They demand to know how these schemes have compromised President Biden and threatened our national security. They demand safeguards to be put in place to prevent public officials from selling access to their public office for private gain. Under the leadership of Speaker Kevin McCarthy, House Republicans have now opened an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. By opening an impeachment inquiry, our investigation is now focused on whether President Biden engaged in impeachable offenses under the U.S. Constitution. It empowers Congress, elected by the people, to continue providing the answers, transparency, and accountability that the American people demand and deserve. In recent history, Democrats inflicted much damage on the credibility of congressional investigations by peddling the Russian collusion hoax. But this committee, under this majority, will not pursue such witch hunts based on manufactured allegations, innuendo, and no real evidence. Today, the House Oversight Committee will examine over 24 pieces of evidence revealing Joe Biden's corruption and abuse of public office. This includes emails, text messages, bank records, and testimony of Biden business associates. We will hear from legal and financial experts about this evidence and crimes that may have been committed as Joe Biden was sold around the world. The House Oversight Committee, along with the committees on the Judiciary and Ways and Means, will continue to follow the money and the evidence to provide accountability so that Americans know their public offices are not for sale. I now yield to Jason Smith, the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, for his opening statement.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you stay, click like, and drop a comment. Now, after listening to the video, I have to say I'm not surprised, because how could one expect less? These government officials and presidents are out for their own personal gain, period. Yet you have people telling you to vote for the lesser evil. Less painful. For whom? And what candidate do you think is going to be a bit better than the last? There is no better, period. Do I believe this? Yes. Do I believe the president before him did it? Yes. Do I believe the president before him did it? Of course. So basically now they want to impeach Sleepy Joe, Joe Biden, whatever you prefer, because his family have been gaining from his position as president of the United States, as if that means anything. And basically his son is doing all the dirty work, of course. I mean, his image is not so good, so he can do everything and put his fingerprint on it, while Joe Biden and his wife can pretend like they're good. After the statements and the support for what's going on in the Middle East, this is not going to do them any favors. It's not going to make them look any better. And there are so many people who are not going to vote blue no matter who. I have heard fear mongering going on, saying if you don't vote blue no matter who, and it's always directed towards black people, then you're going to suffer the most. They said that when Trump was in office last time. And at that point, I didn't vote. I wasn't going to vote. You can vote locally. You can write in your vote. But to think that I'm going to vote out of fear of something happening that has already happened to us and continues to get worse. You're listening to people who don't want to experience the black experience, and they need that desperately because of how they have turned a blind eye and covered their ears to the plight of what we've been through. We told them so. We don't need to talk anymore. We don't need to vote anymore. We don't need to engage in this anymore. I'm minding my business on the Palestine-Israel conflict, but I am talking about what is being said, what people are doing, the audacity of people in this situation. But I think it's time for us to relax, and I started saying this way before everything kicked off. Black people, we can mind our own business. We need to kick back and relax and watch over ourselves and do what we need to do for us, period. Everybody else has, everybody else will, everybody else does. They are so corrupt, they don't even care that it's out there for the public to see. They have no shame. They don't care about us. They sure don't care about the general public in this country. And now they are terrified that they're going to get that treatment that we've been getting for hundreds of years. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think about the Oversight Committee and what they uncovered with the Bidens and their associations and business dealings and everything they've been doing. I mean, Pelosi, look at her. She's definitely been benefiting off of her position. And I'm sure if you dig into the majority of the politicians in the House and the Senate and past presidents, you'll find the same. But I'll leave it right here, and I'll see you in the next one.